Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Sean Edwards here with Tool House. So today is Tuesday. So we are going to explore a Tuesday Tool House tool. So today I just want to talk about challenging behaviors and maybe some tools that might help you with your students or your children's challenging behaviors. So we're going through some transitions right now. Children are moving from summer back to school. Change brings about a little bit of insecurity and sometimes stimulates that behavior that it maybe feels a little bit undesirable and confrontational, intimidating to you as parents and or teachers. So it's great to have some tools. The thing to really realize is that when anybody is behaving in ways that are charging you or triggering you, whether you be a parent or a teacher, or really even your spouse or a friend or anybody that you come in contact with, there's a need behind that behavior. People don't inherently want to be seen as bad or just undesirable. They want to be liked, they want to belong, they want to feel significant. I've talked about this before in some of my posts. So as soon as you start feeling that way, know that there's a feeling going on that's probably really similar to the person that's charging you or triggering you. I, for one, like this tool. It's called the mistaken goal chart, and you can't see all the little pieces of it here, but you can look it up. So Alfred Adler, who was the father of individual psychology, really talked about how we can identify what our defense mechanisms are, and then understand where that behavior is coming from, and that we have the mechanisms within ourselves to kind of understand, unpack ourselves, and then start to work on those areas where we feel really triggered and challenged, and maybe certain situations bring about a feeling of inferiority or a feeling that we don't belong and we're not significant. So all of a sudden we go to this one behavior of anger, or we start seeking negative attention. And the mistaken goal chart talks about attention. It talks about power. Maybe we're not feeling like we are powerful enough in whatever the situation is. Revenge is when we're hurting. And then sometimes we just don't feel capable at all. So maybe our behavior is a shutdown or a hiding or an evasiveness. And all of these behaviors can leave the adult feeling like, what is going on here? And what do I do? Everything that I've tried is not working. Well, it's often because we give into the negative attention, or we engage in a power struggle when somebody is seeking power, which is the absolute wrong thing to do. Or we impose a threat or a punishment on or a consequence on somebody who's seeking revenge, or we just like give up when somebody is shutting down and has that stance of assumed inadequacy. So the mistaken goal chart is really great, and the second column is where it identifies how you're feeling. And once you understand how you're feeling, then it's really easy to understand how the person that you're interacting with is feeling. Those mirror neurons are kicking in, so they're feeling the same way. So what do we do about that? Well, as a positive discipline trainer, many of you know that I'm a positive discipline trainer. We talk about empowering and encouraging, and there's lots of different ways to do that. Really taking a full positive discipline training course will give you all of the tools and all of the information behind that. I actually do the 2-day workshop. I can do mini workshops. So feel free to reach out to me if you would like to have some training for a group of parents. I do individual one-on-one parent coaching, and I do positive discipline training certification workshops actually for schools as well. So what I wanted to introduce to you today, aside from the mistaken goal chart, which you can find online, is this wonderful little tool, positive discipline parenting tools. So they make this for teachers as well. And what's really great about this is if you don't have the training and you don't have any certification in positive discipline or in any other kind of supportive training that supports classroom management or behaviors of children at home, these are really great. And they're fun too. You can sit down with your assistant, or you can bring them to a staff meeting, or you can sit down with your family and have a family meeting and say, oh, I notice that Susie doesn't show up to dinner every night, and then she's crying in her room and she refuses, to participate. Let's look and see if we can find a a card here that might help us. And so these are really helpful, again, if you don't have any training, because it gives you some suggestions. So let me put on my glasses here. Oh, jobs. Okay. Children helping out at home learn life skills, develop social interests, and they feel capable. So you could brainstorm a family job list together, could create fun ways to rotate jobs, such as a job wheel with a spinner, job charts, or a job jar for fishing. Or you could just take popsicle sticks and write jobs on there and let people pick them. That's always a fun way to do it. And then take time for job training. So obviously the individuals who are doing the particular jobs are going to need to know how to do them. And then I always like to say not to give allowance for chores that are being done at home. And the reason for that is because the jobs actually help feed that sense of value in the child. And when a child feels valued and they're given the message that you are an important contributing member of this family, and we wouldn't be able to do everything that we're doing if it wasn't for you. Once you start paying them for that, then all of a sudden it's an external, gratification or reward. And they may resist and say, oh, I don't need the money this week, so I'm not going to do the job. Because they're really actually looking and pushing you for that sense of belonging and significance. So this would actually appeal to a child who is feeling like they need a little bit of attention. And it would also appeal to a child that feels like they need a little bit of power, because by giving them ownership of this job, you're giving them a little bit of power. So there's no need to punish or ground or engage in a power struggle, because it just backfires, and then the behavior may dissipate for a while and then circle back. So let's choose another one. And I'm just randomly choosing out of the deck here. Mistakes. All right. See mistakes as opportunities for learning. Respond with compassion and kindness to mistakes rather than shame, blame, or lecturing. Okay. This could be in response to a child that wrecked the car or didn't do their homework, or a younger child who may have hit another child at school, or did something physically inappropriate, or talked back to their teacher. When appropriate, use curiosity questions to help your child explore. So this means asking them questions. Oh, tell me what happened. Oh, and what happened before that? And then what happened? Oh, I see. So you were really upset with your friend, and so you hit him in the face. And what happened before that? Ah, you took his blue pencil. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. Okay, well, what happened then? Oh yeah, you hit him. Okay. So what do you think about that? Oh, do you think that that was the best way to handle that situation? Probably they're going to say no. Okay, well, what ideas do you have for tomorrow that you might want to try? Tomorrow's a new day. So the focus is positive. And yes, we all make mistakes and we make bad choices. And it doesn't mean we're bad people. And so we can take that information and move forward. All right, so this would appeal definitely to somebody seeking power and revenge. So if somebody is doing something hurtful or harmful to another person and making a bad choice or making a mistake, they might be feeling hurt inside. And so acknowledging that hurt is really important too, rather than saying that's unacceptable, you may not behave like that. I see you're really hurting. Can I give you a hug? All right, I'm going to choose another one. Empowering. Turning over control to young people so they can develop the skills needed to have power over their own lives. So teach life skills, focus on solutions, have faith in your children, and let go, and increase the self-awareness. So oftentimes, as parents and in our busy schedules, we like to impose controls on our children, and when their lives when they have no choice or no autonomy and no voice, they will start to rebel. So you want to make sure that you're empowering children by giving them opportunities to make decisions. And it could be simple, like, do you want to take your bath before or after dinner? If they're throwing tantrums, tantrums are a display of wanting more power. So would you like to take your bath before or after dinner? Or, okay, well, would you like to do your homework in the morning? I can wake you up early. Or would you like to do it in the evening? Would you like me to sit with you and do my work while you're doing your homework, to kind of give you some camaraderie? Lots of different ways to give choice. And then just like on a larger and with broader strokes, thinking about maybe a family vacation. empower children, because nobody wants to be told, oh, this is where we're going and this is what we're going to be doing. And then the parents wonder why the children are in the backseat of the car acting out and being disrespectful. Well, it's because they didn't have any choice in the matter and they don't really even want to go there. And maybe they haven't expressed that, but their behavior is showing that. So as children get older, definitely they can help plan these vacations. Maybe one of the children can look at a budget for accommodations and look up some hotels in the area. Another child can figure out gas mileage. Another one can look at the different activities that are available in the area. And even before that, sit down with your children and say, hey, these are some this is our budget for a family vacation this year. And this is what your dad and I were thinking, or this is what I was thinking, or this is what my partner and I were thinking about where we'd like to go. What are your thoughts? And so coming together and developing some consensus over that is really important and does give power. Oh, and then the last one that I'm going to do 4. This one's on hugs. Children do better when they feel better, and so do you. Hugs help us feel better. When your child is having a tantrum, try asking for a hug. If your child says no, say, I need a hug. If your child says no again, say, I need a hug. Come find me when you're ready, and then walk away. You might be surprised at what happens. So oftentimes what a child who is in that state of revenge, who's throwing a tantrum, or they're saying, I hate you, or they're throwing things at you, or maybe breaking something in your house, they're hurting inside. And so our tendency as adults is to say, you may not behave like that. Go to your room. How dare you talk to me like that? And oftentimes really what they need is to have their feelings validated. I see that you're really hurting. Can I give you a hug? So now the child feels seen and heard and acknowledged, and that sense of belonging and significance is supported. So I encourage you to go to the Positive Discipline website, positivediscipline.com, and order yourself some Positive Discipline tool cards. They have them for teachers, and they also have them for parents. So, and I'm always available if you are interested in receiving extensive training for your whole school, for a group of parents maybe that you hang out with, or just some private coaching for yourself. So Sean Edwards at toolhouse.com, toolhows.com. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.